home of Northern Lights, beautiful landscape, champion in ice hockey, and the founder of the best healthcare system. Yes, you guessed it right. We are talking about Canada. Canada is beautiful not only in scenery, but it has the strongest education system too. Canadian education standard and its leniency towards the immigration makes Canada top destination for international students. If you are looking forward to Canada, well, sit tight. I'm about to give you a complete information how, why you should choose White North as your ultimate study abroad destination. Welcome back. I am Ali Khan, your host and student counselor. Today, I am going to cover everything you need for master's degree, from eligibility criteria to application deadlines and the fee. Without a delay, let's dive into it. Canada is the home of more than 90 plus universities, including the top universities like University of Toronto, University of Waterloo, McGill University and the University of British Columbia. As of 2017, nearly 8% of Canadian population, which is about 2.96 million people, are pursuing a post-graduation degree, as opposed just 5.4% in 2017. As far as the international students go, the figure are more than double, from 87,798 in 2008 to whopping 1,89,573 students in 2019 and 20. This trajectory of Canada encouraging the education stats, indicating the growing awareness about the importance of higher education, mentioning the government proactive approach aimed and making education affordable and accessible for those from low-income families as well as for those from tribal and abortion areas. Overall, Canadian institutions educate around 1.7 million students annually and perform 40% of Canadian research and development. Besides this, total turnover $35 billion, generating economic wealth in communities across Canada. Some of the most popular and demanding fields in Canada, including computer science, civil engineering and construction, public health, finance, human resource management, mechanical engineering, pharmaceutical engineering, electrical engineering, psychology and the chemical engineering, with significant percentage of incoming international students apply for the courses in STEM, that is science, technology, engineering and the mathematics. Let's take a look. Top 10 Canadian universities along with the global ranking by QS University ranking. As we can see, 3 Canadian universities make the global 50. University of Toronto, McGill University and the University of British Columbia. The University of Toronto also ranked 18 in the world for its academic reputation. Also the McGill. Both have the best scope of its percentage of international students from over 160 countries. Meanwhile, University of British Columbia, located at Vancouver, is hosted 8 Nobel Prize winners and the 71 Rhodes Scholars. Are you impressed? We know you are. Let's discuss the intake and the deadline. The next step to find out admission intake and their respective deadline. So, Canada has 2 admission intakes, fall and spring. For the fall intake, classes start from September and for the spring intake, it starts from January. However, there are 2 differences between 2 intakes. For example, roster of courses offered during the fall intake is much higher than what offered in spring. Also, admission provided in the spring intake is much lower, so the classes of the spring intakes is much smaller than the fall intake. As an expert, we highly recommend students to start their application and finalizing the university for fall intake by August and September of the previous year. Admission process. Now let's look at the ideal application timeline you should follow. From fall intake, August to September, finish shortlisting at least 6 to 8 universities you are interested in based on independent research, interaction with the seniors, which means September and November you start taking the exams required for the admission such as GRE, GMAT, TOEFL and IELTS. This will give you a sufficient time to retake exam if needed. November to December, take knowledge of application deadline, which are usually around December to Feb. So you need to prepare application package including transcript, test score, SOP, letter of recommendation and ensure you made it well before the deadlines. Between March to May, this is the period you will hear back from the universities on your application decision. Once accepted, you will be given the deadline in which you have to confirm your place and make a deposit. Between March to June, to prepare your bank statement and being applied for the visa. Do note that the processing time of Canadian students visa for Pakistani students is roughly 8 or more weeks, or known as SDS. If you apply through SDS, then you will be take 15 days or more. So make sure you apply as soon as possible to avoid any unnecessary hassles. Entry requirements. Now that you know the benefits of applying Canadian universities and the application intake, with the deadline, it's time for us to look at the admission requirements for the studying in Canada. Now, good news is, compared to the USA, the Canadian application process is fairly straightforward. For instance, not all universities in Canada require a GRE. Moreover, many of them prefer to have a GRE score on your profile. The admin decision based on your CGPA, SOP, your IELTS or TOEFL score. A TOEFL internet bid score of 100 and above is usually preferred. If you are taking an IELTS exam, then a band score 6.5 and above could be preferred, that too, with an individual band score no less than 6.0 in each section. SOP, Statement of Purpose. Here are some more requirements that you need to look into. SOP is probably one of the most crucial aspects of your applications because it's a snapshot of your goal, achievement and aspiration. Most of the universities set their own word limit. However, it's usually no more than 500 words. Letter of recommendations. Letter of recommendation is assessment of your potential and your dedication to your discipline. As minimum, you will be required to furnish at least 2 letters of recommendations. Research portfolio. Research portfolio as a fresh undergraduate generally expected to have a lot of research experience. But if you do, then make sure you mention that in your SOP. Research is typically uncommon in undergraduate level. So have that would be actually help you to stand out among the similar credentials. Work experience. Work experience, again, this is not something that you are expected to have and it's not a mandatory requirement. If you have work experience, that's definitely going to bolster your admission chance. Application fee. Finally, let's have a quick look at the application fee. Most of the Canadian universities and colleges charge application fee in between 15 Canadian dollar to 150 Canadian dollar. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, don't forget to leave a comment below and we get back to you. Check out our previous video. Make sure you subscribe our channel. Contact us for any query and like always, we will be happy to help you.